All right, I want to welcome everybody to the family tree. Put your hands together, family. Hey, 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 hey. What's up? What's up? All right, I tell you, no better place to be than the family tree. Every Wednesday, right here, hanging with y'all. Bring that music on down, Big B. All right. All right. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm going to come off here, the sharing buddy, and folks, come on in.
Everybody's in.
Everybody, come on in. Good to see everybody. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Staying cool, right?
Yes,
so no matter where you are, you probably getting hit. Nobody is getting away from this. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going outside, and it still feels like I got a sweater on, when you go outside. So, we say keep cool, make sure your temperature is, staying in cool air. Hopefully, no fans, right? Fans we try to give anyone that has fans, try to work something out for them because, fans are just blowing hot air. It's not cooling the body down. Got it? So keep that in mind. All right, let's get started, Big B. Now, I want to start off with first saying, if you join us for the very first time, who is that? Who is that?
Hey, guys,
come on, mute yourself. She putting it out there, right? I love it. She putting it out there. All right, mute yourself. Everybody mute yourself, all right? Everybody mute yourself. I know y'all excited. I'm excited too. But we're going to get started, and this is the place we say when we call it the family tree, because if you join us for the very first time, this is the place where we say we gather around the tree like the ancient laurel customs around these ancient laurel trees to talk about situations, problems, anything going on in your heart and mind. We got around the tree. Guess what? That's what we talked about, networking, doing things and solving problems, and most importantly, prayer, Big B. And what happens with that? That's why we call it the social security. Say it slow, y'all. Social security. It's not a check. It's your family. How about that?
Yes, sir.
So with that, we encourage you to join the conversation. If you have a question, concern, anything on your heart and mind, go down to the reaction bar there where the heart is and click it and raise your hand like Big B up there, and we'll put you in queue. All right? Have any question on holistic health, anything that you might be wanting to ponder about, we bring it to the table. All right? If you're someone that says, hey, I don't want to get on screen, you're looking too good today, you don't want to show off. You just want to ask a question, put yourself down in the chat box, and Prophetess, a.k.a. Finger, let's give her a hand, y'all.
Yeah, she's in the hand.
Prophetess. What's up, Prophetess? Let's hear from Prophetess. How you doing, Prophetess? What you doing over there?
I'm doing good, Dr. Paul, Brother Bill, and everybody. I'm literally not a half an hour ago just coming in from the FAA in Atlantic City. We took our summer camp there. We've never been to the FAA. Usually we go to McGuire Air Force Base, we go to Boeing, but with all this new administration and DEI situations, we had to go around and go some other areas. But it was amazing to see how they test everything. The cement, I never gave thought to how much cement and what is actually under the runway when those planes are landing on it.
You can imagine, yeah.
Yes, we took the kids. We saw the cement testing. We saw the software engineering for all the air traffic controllers throughout the country. It was an amazing visit.
Awesome.
We had 3 cars. We had 3 cars and 1 private car of kids. We had about 19 kids today.
All right, let's give Prophetess a hand over there doing your humanitarian work. She's in aviation. She about to get her own plane, y'all. That's what she about to do. She about to get her own plane.
Joya God Ministries International, JOGM.
That's right.
Get on airline will be.
That's right. Get on your own plane.
I'll fly with you, Prophetess.
I'll fly with you, Prophetess. That's right. That's right. All right. All right. So thank you so much. And if you have a question, concern, go down to the chat box. Prophetess over there going to grab that question for you. And I'm telling you, check first because she moves so fast, y'all. Sometimes the question's already answered right in the chat box. All right. Also, if you're someone that's calling by phone, first time you ever dialing in, and you might have missed the prompt where it tells you how to raise your hand, don't worry. Just let us know you're calling by phone. We'll try to get you in. I want to welcome everyone that's coming from all over the United States and also around the world. There's people coming in from different parts of the country, and around the world. So I want to welcome you all to the family tree. All right, we're going to get started, but we say without a doubt, let's give our host with the most, Big B, Bill 1L Morgan, a hand. Big B.
Big Bill. Somebody told somebody was having too much fun. I told him,
yes, you do. You showed me. You got that. You look like you on the island, man. You really do look like you hanging in the islands. So what's going on, Big B? You know, we've been keeping up with things. You know, we're in a change of seasons. We just crossed the summer solstice, which you remember, we see is the midpoint of the solstice, which means half day, half light, half darkness. So with that, we're now coming down. We're going into the falling of the season. So with that, change of season. Hopefully everybody's doing your colon cleanse, parasite cleanse. Remember, cleanse every change of seasons. We start to get the colon cleanse, parasite formula, keep things moving. So Big B, you know, there's still rumors and things that are happening with respiratory issues. What's also happening with colds, summer colds. People can't shake these summer colds. This is interesting. And also, measles and things like that are still hanging around there, buddy.
Man. That's your crazy question. Where in the world do colds come from anyhow?
Where do they come from? That's interesting. You know, we got.
That's a good question, man.
Hey, you got a good question. Remember, I showed y'all what a virus looks like, right?
Yeah.
So you got to say it looked like it came from outer space. That's what it looked like. So Big B, tell us what's going on with our numbers. We got some latest numbers on.
All right, man. The latest one we have from the information that you shared with me this past weekend, right? We're still on that particular site. And guys, let me just say this here. You know, we're at that point, even like we're half day and half, you know, half night. The things are still kind of rolling down, but don't get too comfortable. Our early indicators for positivity are at 2.9%. Trading down, okay? And for emergency department visits, they're at the 0.3%, okay? And our hospitalization rate per 100,000 is at 0.9%. And of course, our death rate is at 0.3%. And all these are tailing down. So at this point, it seems like we're doing great, but I don't know, we should just get all along in and think.
Cool, you know I mean? There is a latest of the there is a new COVID that's out.
Right.
Yes, there is a new one. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, man. My sister-in-law caught it. Can you believe that?
Yeah. It's still hanging around. So I want the family to know, you know, always continue to keep your, we say jaws and paws, right? Keep your hands clean, keep your face clean, clear up, keep things, and always do your detox. If you got something like a go-to, you always know that if I'm feeling low, I'm feeling my low energy, I need to grab something, grab green drink, grab something that you know can boost you back up. Okay, keep that in mind. All right. We're going to get started. And today we got a little special things going on today. We got testimonies. You know, we got some incredible things. People have been doing this week has just been blowing my mind because it's like in the middle of all that you hear with the devastation, we got the wars and rumors of wars and things like that. I'm hearing blessings and people having breakthroughs and things like that. So God is moving on this thing. I love to hear this, that we're moving forward, we say, in a world going backwards. How about that? Right. Yes, so I want to open up the line. We always start off with the first set of things that we do is called testimonies. Testimonies go a long way. And the reason why I focus on the testimonies is because when what I do as the front line, I'm exposed to a lot of people that are going through something. So we say, no matter what you might be going through something, in something, or coming out of something, guess what? It's a testimony for somebody. Yes, goes a long way because people need that in that midnight hour. Sometimes you need something when the world is giving up on you. Guess what? You heard a testimony say, hey, you know what? That sister or brother got through it, so can I. So we open up the floor for testimonies, anything on your heart or mind. You might have did something. Hey, might have been blood pressure this week. Might have been, hey, you know what? I got 3 workouts in for the first time. You know, I'm lose a little weight. Woo, coming down. Whatever the situation, we applaud you. Got it? So at this point in time, we're going to open up the floor. Anyone have a testimony on their heart and mind? The floor is officially open. Big B.
Yes, sir.
Anybody have a testimony? Anyone have a testimony they want to start off with? Anybody?
Don't be shy, y'all. Come on now. Come. I know it's hot, but you come on. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Big Mark.
I just thank God. Good evening, everyone. I pray and hope everybody's having a blessed day. Stay out of the heat, because certain parts in my house is hot. I don't have air conditioner all over, especially in the bathroom. I got a fan, so I have to pray before I go in that bathroom, do what I have to do.
Okay.
But I made it out so far. But I just thank God I'm here, y'all, through all the craziness that was going through for 23 years, me having MS. And after that, with the back problems and the knee problems, I just thank God I'm still strong and lasting long.
Yes,
I
sir.
know 3 people that had MS. They died, and one, I know they're going through changes. Well, 2 of them, they're going through changes, and I haven't talked to either one of them, but I just pray and hope they are getting better. And only thing I can do is pray for them. I used to minister to them, and I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Well, Mark, that's the whole point. You walk the walk, and we don't try to prove anything. You just throw the seeds and keep it moving. That's it. It's people have to grow in their own space, in their own time. So sometimes you're not there to be anything other than the one that's notifying them of what they may be missing. So that's why we say just be the one that's inspiring. So when they come back the next time, you're saying the same thing you said last time they left, right? Or you saw them. So I want to applaud you, Mark. Everyone give Mark a hand. Let's Mark. We always want to hear from you. Continue to be on the walk, brother. We support you. Everybody come off mute for Mark, And Mark, I got a special thing for you. You know what? I don't know if y'all heard about this.
Mark.
Way to go, Mark. Come on. That's right. Give him a hand, y'all. Give him a hand. Give him a hand.
Way to go, Mark. So inspiring.
Good job, Mark.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes.
I so appreciate y'all.
I want to say this, and I might as well do this now. Anyone have a testimony first? I want to make sure we got everybody with the testimonies. Does everyone have a testimony? Because if not, I want to go in to show y'all a documentary, and that my son, we're previewing it tonight. But if I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Anyone have a testimony still that's on their heart or mind right now they want to speak about? Anyone?
This is Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie. So I have a testimony. I am in the middle of, I just started 30 days of raw eating, nothing cooked for 30 days.
Okay.
And within there, I did 3 days of just melons.
Okay.
And it was just watermelon for 3 days, and it was a nice cleanse. And what I didn't expect is that I would lose 6 pounds.
All right, let's give her a hand, y'all. Let's give her a hand. She lost 6 pounds.
Hey,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Good job, Jackie. Good job.
God bless you.
Yes, keep that up. All right. Now let me ask you this: when you were you said it was fruits or just melons?
Just melons, and it was watermelon. I had the red and the yellow meter watermelon with seeds.
With seeds. Wow. So where did you get it? Because that's the next question everybody's going to ask you. Right?
I live in Virginia, but I went down to Georgia. And so I was down in Georgia for a few days, and I was able to get the watermelon there. And when I was driving, this man came into the road next to me, and on the back of his truck was watermelon. So I flagged him down and pulled him over, and I got both of the watermelons that I wanted.
Your bad self.
I love the fact she said I tracked him down.
Yes,
you know what? That's how desperate it becomes now, because of the fact that we looking at food without seeds.
Yes,
it doesn't have seeds. It doesn't have life no more. It's not seedless. I say it's soulless.
Yes.
So what's happening? If you find the truck, we track them down like Jackie. Let's give her a hand, y'all. Give her a hand. Come off mute.
Right,
Jackie. That's right.
Congratulations, Jackie.
Yes. All right. Continue. Great job. Great job. Okay. Anyone else have a testimony on their heart, their mind, anything that's going on?
I have a testimony.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
Who is that?
That's Sandra.
My name is Sandra. Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hey, Sandra. Right. What's going on?
Oh,
Good things, good things.
All right.
Now,
All
I
right.
initially saw you about 2 years ago. I
Okay.
also have MS.
Mm.
And when I was diagnosed, they tell you about the disease. There are two types of MS. You can have MS where you have flare ups and then you recover, or you can have MS where you physically decline, and that's the kind that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you, well, you're gonna your movement is going to decline. At some point, you're going to need a cane. And then at some point, you're going to need a wheelchair.
Yep.
And I always said, and I told my doctor too, I said, I do not want to use a cane. I refuse. But this was before I met you. My disease did progress, and it progressed to me needing a cane.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister introduced me to you. And when we saw you twice together. And of course, the first thing you said was, what does your water look like?
Mm-hmm.
So I was always on my water, but I was inconsistent with the green drink and with the supplements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was inconsistent until I had an incident where I was walking with my cane, and all of a sudden I'm on the floor. I could see I hit my mouth on the floor. I could see a piece of my tooth roll away.
Wow.
I cut my bottom lip. And the reason why I fell was because my spasms were getting that strong that they would knock me off of my balance. And that was my wake-up call to say, you know what? MS is trying to take you out. I have to get serious about this.
Yes, you got to get serious about it.
That's right. That's right. So I was always, I was always consistent with my water. So what I did was I went back through my notes and I purchased all the supplements you told me to take. And also I started my green drink and I stayed consistent with that. And I stayed consistent for about 6 months. And at that 6-month period of also doing physical therapy and going to the gym, I am proud to say that I now walk strong without a cane.
Amen.
Yes. Everybody, come on, mute. Come on.
All right.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
What a testimony. What a testimony.
I appreciate all of this.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Good.
You know what? You know what, Sandra? I got something I want to say that I want to highlight on. You said a key point. You said I started to get serious. You got it? I started to get serious. Sometimes you know, and that's why I was telling you, Mark, before we started. Sometimes it's not my job to see you go through your process, but sometimes you're going to get it from somebody somewhere. The guy will send you a message to say, "Look, you got to do this." And nobody can't do this but you. You are responsible for your own health. Don't expect nobody else to get more excited about you than you. You got it? So with that, take control of the situation. You know, we say grab that steering wheel and get it together and apply the principle. That's all it is. Not intensity.
And when you do the work, it does work.
Yes, it does.
Yes, God had to knock me off my feet, literally.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Literally.
What a testimony.
So, yes. But if you do the work, it does work. I appreciate you so very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much also. Yes.
And I need to make an appointment to come in soon, and I will see you soon.
Let's give a hand one more time. That is amazing. That's amazing. Amazing testimony.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy for you. And there's no joy in the world in being able to say, Kane, get on out of here.
Right, exactly. And everyone who knows me, they're just like blown away. Especially my family. They're like, what? You don't need it anymore? I'm like, no.
That's awesome.
And when they see me walking, they're like, wow.
Awesome. You continue the work and it's only going to get better. How about that? See, remember, when you feed the body pure energy, the body feeds you, feed the body corrects itself. We don't do anything, nor do we claim anything, right? It's about the body feeding itself. God's got the blueprint already inside of you. You just got to make it happen. So congratulations again. I'm so proud of you, Sandra.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Paul. And thank you, family, for all the love. Thank you.
Yes. Wrapping our arms around it, y'all. What a testimony. All right.
Dr. Paul.
Thank you.
Can I get up and run around the room, Dr. B?
Yes.
Dr. Paul, can I piggyback off that for a minute?
You can veggie back, but you can't piggyback.
When she mentioned that she just unexplainably just fell on the floor, I used to do that in my early parts of having MS. And when I was with my wife, she can be ahead of me, and then I'm on the floor, she looking back, say, where you at? Then I'm picking myself up. It's been times I was crossing the street and I just fell. Boom. Wow. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? And I was doing that for a minute. And then all of a sudden, when I dealt with you, Dr. Paul, they cut it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I applied the principles. And that's when I said I had to take control of my life, because family members, us, only have a brother. That's it. I don't have nothing. Okay.
But you know what? Spiritually,
let me finish. I told myself I would have to, because I was tuned in when you was doing this with me, Dr. Paul. Because I told myself I'm gonna have to do this myself, because I cannot depend, because I was looking in the future. I cannot depend for nobody to help me when I was in need. And back then, when I had custody of my daughter, she was doing well, this, that, and the third. But when she got in high school, we over and over, not doing this, not doing that. And I was telling my daughter, I said, look, baby, I can't continue on doing this because you hurting me.
You got to get your health together.
Right.
You got to get your health together.
That's what I told her. I said, look, you're going to have to go to your mom. Because I did 13 years of having custody with my daughter. She was mentally gifted when she was young, 6 months up until the time she was, I couldn't do it no more.
So
then
the
when
point,
she did that.
Right. So, Mark, I don't want to cut you short, Mark, because we got to move forward. But see, what happens is the example that you're setting is what I say all the time. We've been conditioned that, to listen to what somebody tells us and to move on only what they tell us. So we're looking for somebody to tell us something. We haven't been taught what fruits and vegetables are, what foods are to eat that are good. And guess what? That travels to now, what do? I'm supposed to sit here and they tell me I got this disease. Take this meds, but when the meds aren't working, what do I do now? You got to step outside the box. Got it? You got to take control of the situation. And that's why we say do it naturally, do it God's way. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Mark. Now, anyone else have a testimony? Anyone else have a testimony? Anyone have a testimony?
Okay.
I got to
got
give
the
a
floor,
shout.
buddy.
I got a shout out. I got a shout out. Oh, y'all ready for a shout out?
Can I take it?
I got a shout out. Yes,
Dr.
I
Eloise, listen to that.
do.
Me talking green, Dr. Listen.
I got a shout out.
All right,
I got a
buddy.
shout out.
Girl, G.
And I'm going to do this. Let me close this out. Let me bring this over.
Okay.
That we got a shout out. Y'all remember Danny and DJ Reese? They were, two young folks in the processes. They were, we found out and she broke it here on the family tree that she finally got pregnant. Oh, man, she got pregnant. Yep. Well, I'm happy to tell you, guess what, y'all? She had the baby. Yes, she had the baby. And here she is. Here she is. Here she is. Cairo is in the house. He is here. Baby Cairo.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead, Cairo. That's what's up.
That's right, dude.
Awesome.
Isn't that baby? Isn't he beautiful?
Congratulations.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. So she says to send a shout out. She wants to thank the entire family. I told her, she said, I'm going to try to be on, but I know, not right now. You can just relax. Born 621, weighing 7 pounds, 13 ounces. Big baby, too. Big baby. Yep, big baby. So shout outs to Daddy and also DJ Reese. Congratulations. We're so proud of you. We got another addition to the family tree. How about that? Man. This thing is growing, Big B.
Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds. All right. Now I want to start off, and I'm going to bring more folks in. Come on in. Anyone have a last testimony? I want to make sure I get everybody. Everybody got a good testimony. If you have anything, it's time to go. One, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. Right. All right. I want to open up now because y'all have heard, and I've sent out an invitation to those that I may have mentioned a couple of weeks ago that my son Jaron, aka Yaron, just graduated Drexel University. Hallelujah.
Congratulations.
Yes, graduated Drexel University with, from the Liberty Scholars Program. And I'm so proud. I'm a proud papa. I mean, really, myself and my wife,
Awesome.
Lisa's on here too. Matter of fact, Lisa's on here right now. Lisa's on here. Lisa, where you at, Lisa? Lisa, you there?
Congratulations.
What's up, Lisa?
Spotlight you and Lisa together.
I don't think. Let me see. I don't know if I can spotlight.
I saw her.
Was she on there?
Yeah, she was.
I saw her.
She is. She's there. Lisa's just chilling. She's just chilling.
She is chilling. She's in there somewhere. Lisa.
That she is. I'm looking at her.
Is she got her phone on? Is her mute on?
Yeah, her mute's on.
I don't see it. I can't see her from right here. There she is. Yeah, she got a mute on.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Don't worry about it. Lisa. Jared's probably going to get to you. All right. I want to say, we are so proud because part of his degree is that he got he's a film major. And with that, his thesis and his thesis for senior project was to do a documentary. And he decided to do a documentary on yours truly. I didn't tell him to do this, Big B. I didn't tell him to do it. Good choice, though.
I got $30 for you, Jaron.
But he said he prayed on it, and I said, whatever you do, just make it good. He knows my motto. Whatever you do, make it good. Put your full effort to it. So he did a documentary on following me around and what we do on the natural side. And let me tell you, it was amazing. They did down at Drexel University a senior project where they gave him like the red carpet, and they rolled it out. And it was an excellent presentation. I'm so proud of him. I'm going to preview it tonight here on the Family Tree. Put your hands together, y'all. And if you're tuning in, I know you are so glad because it's going to drop on Friday. It's a 15-minute documentary. We actually did enough that we could cover about an hour or so. But I want to just show it, and we're going to come back for a little bit of conversation. All right? So... okay. Everybody get cozy. All right. Hey, Dr. Louise, how you doing? I see you.
I'm fine. That's great. Congratulations.
Yes, I see you.
And Lisa, too.
Thank you. All right. So let me see. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to get it started. Let me know when you can see it, Big B.
You got it, buddy.
Bring some more folks in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Yep. Let everybody in. Let everybody in.
All right. Can you see it? What can you
It's
see?
there. All you gotta do is hit the play
got
button.
it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Spring.
All right.
There you go. Bang. There you go, guys.
Alrighty. Hey, what's up, fam? What's going on? All right, we're heading on down to the Philadelphia Senior Center, 509 South Broad. Actually, you have a day with these sassy seniors. Hey, man, you boy, right? That's what's
like
up.
you said, if I'm breathing, I got a shot.
You got a shot, man.
What's up?
How you doing?
I listened to you on the Saturday morning.
Yes.
The Diamond Fest.
Yes, I see your comment up there. How you doing, Diane? The pleasure to get education on saying that this is why you need to do it. Okay. I tell a lot of the senior people, they're saying, well, Doc, I've never done anything different than I keep the same model. I do the same thing I did for 20, 30, 40 years.
And don't let them be like 80.
Yeah,
you can't tell them nothing.
I know, then I say, well, hey, it's not you. It's not you that changed. It's the food changed on you.
Well, I like that. Yeah. Because they think it's the same thing that they grew up with. They say, I've been eating like this since I was young, but like you said, you ain't been eating this.
You ain't been eating this. This whole thing has changed where it's not,
not food.
It's not meat no more. It's a different type of meat. All right. That was good. That was enlightening. Yes, man. That's what it's all about, y'all. You know, the connection with people, man, being real. You know, it just shows you about the situation that people were coming up with, you know, saying about the food, you know, so we just got to change what we eating, y'all. We got to get the right stuff. Only life begets life. Holla.
My father grew up in North Philly with dreams of becoming a baseball star. But all that came to a screeching halt when he was recruited at the age of 14 at SmithKline Beckman Pharmaceutical Corporation. He would spend about 9 years in total in the pharmaceutical industry, but he found himself frustrated, as chronic disease still plagued his community. So this led him down a spiritual quest for higher knowledge through naturopathy, thus transforming him into the man he is today.
We are those that go with nature's path, nature's way. That's where the natural path name comes from. It's nature's path means we go in the direction of feeding the body, and the body corrects itself 11 times faster than you get sick.
What does an average assessment look like? If somebody comes in, you know, schedules an appointment with you and an assessment, what does that look like?
We always start with a baseline, and the baseline is measurement tools that we look at on the naturopath side because we deal with balance. We want to see where the imbalances are. So the imbalances start with us measuring certain levels of how can we find out what the body is doing or what the body is saying. And therefore we feed the body and the body corrects itself. We don't do anything, nor do we claim to do any healing or anything other than putting the body back in balance. So we start off with what's called the 10SG. And it's a urine analysis test. So as you can see, these are hydrogen-treated strips, and they're treated for looking at about 10 different things going on with the body. So liver, pancreas, kidneys, white blood cell, proteins, and a list of other things can be found just with urine. And then also we do what's called a biometric testing called the RM3A. The RM3A is a full body analysis. It looks for what's called 8 risk factors. And these 8 risk factors are the most common things that are found in the body. That's why it's been such used as an FDA approved device. So it will look for endothelial disruptions, which is the vessels and the lining of the arteries and veins. Also autonomic dysfunction, insulin resistance, which is diabetes, palpitations with the heart. It could show arrhythmias or flutters. And then from that, we put the two tests together. We build a model, and then we say, here are the things that are missing. We feed the body, and the body corrects itself. And that's when we look for the herbs that have specific goals to go in to do certain things in the body. Today, we want to pay homage to my mother, Barbara Yvonne Hopkins. We just want to always light a candle for them, in remembrance of them. I lost her when I was about 2 years old. I have 2 older brothers, and they have gone on and passed too. Both of them had diabetes. So that's really what pushes me to do what I do, is the fact that, I've lost so many people. I think about one of the stories that my uncle told me after my mom had passed away. All I remember is that I always would grab her leg. And I could grab her leg and I would just look up like this. And he says, here were all these people over the house. And I'm walking around not realizing that my mom had died. All I could do is any woman that looked like her, I would go up and grab her leg and just go like this. He said it was the saddest thing he ever seen. And every time he told me that, I think about that and I start to weep, so it makes me sad that I lost her at an early age, but I know that she's with me. Indy, what you looking at? You see him looking? You see him look? Look. Jaron, you see him looking? Mm-hmm. What is he looking at? Indy, you see something? You know they can see the spiritual world, right? Mm-hmm. Look at him. Indy.
Because of the passing of my father's mother, he and his 2 brothers will primarily be raised by their grandparents, Ethel May Benton and Paul Benton, whom my father was directly named after. While working at SmithKline, his grandmother, who was diabetic at the time, would contract gangrene, and she ended up losing both legs.
I could feel nothing more devastating than my grandmother getting ill, and I could not do anything about it. I would take her to, of course, the doctors to get her checked out, but I saw what happened to her as a person. And I would always remember saying, Grandma, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try to make you better. I didn't know how I was going to do it or what I was going to do, but I said, if I'm in the pharmaceutical industry at that time, I can help her in some way. Not knowing that it would lead into the area of holistic medicine. Stand-up bags that don't want to stand up. This is actually the phytonutrient green drink based on the highest hydrogen on the planet. The goal is to bring the body up to a balance of pH, which is potential for hydrogen. And the highest forms comes in both land and sea. So this drink right here is sort of my vanguard, and this is my, flagship. And this one has all of the land, which is like the alfalfa, the spinach, the turmeric, the beets. So all of that combined in here raises the pH, brings the body back into a balance in a state of what we call ease. All right, we just checking in. We got the son here today. He's doing my documentary. How you doing that, son? So he wanted to come in and document the fact that he coming into the #1 herb store in Philadelphia and probably the country. In the USA. In the USA. That's Brother Shakir.
All right.
Yes, he is the mastermind behind this. Been doing it how many years?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
30 years. So if you want to know, look at that. Look at that wall over there. See all that? Wayne Avenue Health was the first store after I designed my product line. So when I got on the radio, I sent people to where they can purchase it. We've just established a great relationship over the years, and I could say that we have really helped a lot of people just with our relationship.
I had a swelling on my face, and they said that it was a simple procedure that they could take care of. It would be 4.5 hours of surgery. They were going to have to remove my parotid gland. They were going to have to take fat from my stomach and inject it back into my face so that my face would be contoured because I could lose my ability to blink, to hear, or to swallow. Last year was my first introduction with Dr. Paul. The swelling, the regimen that he gave me was so wonderful that everybody thinks that I had surgery, and they don't believe when I tell them I did not have surgery. I just increased my water intake and some other things that Dr. Paul told me to do. And now no more swelling, and I'm doing good.
This brother right here, hands down, has had one of the most incredible transformations that I've ever seen in anyone. He is both spirit, mind, and body in that order, right? And he is coming through so many different things that literally, you know what? That's his name, Mr. Mark Kinsey. Brother Mark Kinsey. And if you don't know, Mark, when I first met Mark diagnosed, I say diagnosed because that's what they said, he would never walk again. But this brother actually showed up one day, and he came in, and he says, Doc, I'm feeling good. It wasn't until I turned around that I realized he didn't even have his cane no more. He didn't have his walkers with him. Yes, what you got to say? What you got to say?
Thank you, Jesus.
What's up, my man?
How you doing, man?
Oh, man.
Who's this young man you got back here?
This is my son.
Barbers were your original doctors and surgeons.
Yes, absolutely.
So the barber was actually a surgeon. If you got sick or had to have your leg cut off or you had gangrene, it was the barber shop who had to put all the herbs and things together to make sure you would come out okay.
Yeah,
so when I hear this herbalist every Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm right here on the phone. You have done a great job with him. Now, how many kids do you have all together?
Just him.
Just one?
He is the miracle son.
That's beautiful.
When they told us, my wife, she had complications. They told us that we would never have a child.
Really?
Yeah, I told them no. It was devastating to my family. And I remember going to several doctors, and they were all saying the same thing. I said, no, that's a lie. I said, don't believe what they say, and we're going to stand on the word of God that it's going to happen. And he's going to show me how to give you what you need so that we can bring it forward.
That's right.
And that's exactly what happened.
That's right.
So the very one that said it would never happen, that's the one we went back to when he found out that she was pregnant and then went through it. And not only that, not a 9-month, but an 8-month baby. So he was 8 months. Genius. That's the miracle golden boy right there.
Yeah, man.
He's a golden boy. So his name is Jaron, Jaron, just like Aaron, but with a J. Elijah Hopkins. It means to sing or cry out Jehovah is God.
Go ahead, bro.
That's his name. See this right here? That's a real phone.
Yep.
If you wasn't,
if you pick that up and dial it, pick it up.
Do you know how to dial that? You know how to dial that phone?
I don't. Yeah.
Do you see how heavy that bad boy is? Now, when you make a call, you'll never forget this sound.
So you know how that works? Go ahead. So, Woody, show them how you dial a number.
No. Look, you got anybody you want to call? I'm gonna plug it in.
I'm gonna call
so
my
you can.
mom.
You're gonna call your mom. Let me.
215.
You want him to do it? You want him to do it?
It's pretty easy. Let me close it.
Yeah, let him do it. Let him do it.
You dial your mother.
2, 1,
5.
Is it ringing?
Yeah. Hey, mommy, I'm making a call from Mr. Woody's barbershop on an antique phone, on a real
with
telephone.
a real telephone.
Dial the number and everything. This concludes a short segment in a much larger story. As my father's mission continues in places like Ghana, West Africa, Mexico, and countless other places across the world, I'm reminded that we all could use more resources for a healthier lifestyle, but even more so, we all could use a healthier mindset. I've learned that sometimes just by having faith that a healing is possible and that change is probable. You set yourself up to embrace something new that might end up changing your life forever. And like my dad always says,
I always say, be encouraged, because remember, if you're breathing, you
got a shot.
There you go. Yeah, let's put your hands together. Yes.
That was awesome. Beautiful, Dr. Paul. That was beautiful.
Awesome.
Wow.
Really nice.
God bless you,
Really
sir.
nice. Very good.
He did an
Awesome. Excellent.
Very nice.
I want to say thank you so much to the entire family that has sold into my son. He's on the line right now. He just joined us. Yaron, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There he is. Let's everybody give him a hand. Let's give that young man a hand.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Great job, brother. Great job.
Young buck.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great
documentary.
Don't stop.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. And Jaron, I want to say I'm so proud. And so, mommy, if she can come off mute, we can get her to respond also. Mommy, you there? Is she able to?
Hold on, let me.
She may have to go off mute. Jaron may have to go downstairs and help her with that. But I want to say I'm so proud because, when you sow seeds, you don't know what God has planned, but that's our job. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the village starts with things like the family tree. It was WURD family. It was the Eagles Nest Christian Academy right there, the Eagles Nest. Yes. I want to thank, Pastor Halsley and Pastor Teresa and the whole entire family, because that's where a lot of it started right there. We started with the men's gathering. We saw Mark, with the men's gathering. And that was also a spinoff of Center in the Park earlier over at Center in the Park. But then from there, we went to the women's group over at Canaan Baptist Church. So it's been an on thing. We're just keeping it going. We're paying it forward, family. And that's what I'm saying, that whatever you get, you got to keep it moving no matter what. In your family, whatever you do, feed, this system and the things that you learn to everybody else in your family. So I'm so proud of Jaron. And thank you, Big B. Big B was in there, made a little cameo.
I don't even remember that, man.
Now here's the thing. That's a longer segment. It's about an hour, but that's just a short piece that he did. He was part of his senior project. But I want Jaron. Is he back? Is he back yet?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, Jaron, come on, log in, man. Did mommy jump on?
I couldn't. She got some stuff going on with her phone.
She got something going on her phone. Don't worry about it. But mommy says her shout out too. So Jaron, I'm just going to give you the floor. Tell us, whatever's on your heart right now. Just give us a shout. Go ahead. You all right?
Yeah, I just had to turn the fan on. It's hot as crap.
Even with the air conditioner on, it's hot.
Yeah, I just wanted to, thank God first and foremost, for blessing me with the opportunity to be surrounded by, such a strong foundation to where I even have the ability to tell a story like this. And the whole reason, the whole thing is behind this. A year ago, I wasn't even planning to do this documentary. I was going to do something totally different, but I felt it on my spirit that God kind of put it on my spirit to do this story, and I didn't know why. I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it. But through the process, I was able to, be reminded of how important our story is, because we know what we go through in the Black community with chronic disease, but there's so many people that I met on Drexel's campus that didn't know the things that we go through. And not only that, but also know that there is a solution, that there is that you don't always have to succumb to Western philosophy, because there are a lot of different philosophies. And
yes, sir.
The whole thing was that, it's not trying to beat somebody over the head with with a certain philosophy, but just to show perspective, to share some testimony and ultimately inspire some people at the end of the day. Because as storytellers, whether we're filmmakers, musicians, whether we have podcasts, whether we're doctors, we all have a responsibility and a God-given gift to you know, make the world a better place in some form or fashion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, that was mainly the goal with this. So if this film left you with anything, you know, then I'm very grateful, because, you know, that was the intention with all of this. You know, it wasn't any selfish gain or anything out of this. This was like to encourage people. So I just want to say thank you once again. You know, shout out to my father, of course, for being an awesome subject. You know, shout out
subject. All right, I'm a subject.
Ain't the subject.
That's how they describe it in film. They'd be like, "Oh, your character's so interesting." I was like, "You mean my dad?"
What?
Is an interesting subject.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out my mom, of course. Shout out the whole family. Shout out the family tree. Shout out the men's gathering, the women's, you know, women's gathering. You know, shout out the whole village. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, yes.
That's right.
You know, we're so proud of you, Jaron, because you know I'm you know I always you know. I had long time ago. I've instilled in this in Jaron a long time. I had the privilege of sitting down with Earl Woods, you know, Tiger Woods' father, and with my father when he was alive, and Earl Woods. I had a chance to sit down and broke bread and sat with them and had lunch with both of them, and it was interesting when I'm sitting there. I'm saying to Earl Woods, "What it makes Tiger Woods so good?" You know, and he says, ever since he was the ability to understand the words coming out of my mouth. He said, I taught him you can't be good, you can't be great, you got to be awesome. That was his message. That was his message. And that changed my life because it made me think things on a whole nother level. You can always do better. You can always take it to the next level and to do a little bit more better than you're doing. And then I instilled that in Jaron. So Jaron, what I tell you always, I say, what?
Yep.
You can't be good.
Can't be great. You got to be awesome.
You got to be awesome. That's right. You got to be awesome. We don't have any alternative than to be awesome. So I congratulate you on your debut. It actually is going to drop. When is it going to drop? It's going to officially drop on Friday.
It'll officially be available on YouTube, on my YouTube page on Friday. Y'all are getting the specials. Family Tree
preview. That's right.
Special VIP, you know, for being a part of Family Tree. Y'all gotta tell y'all the people who missed out, like, y'all missed out. We had a special preview. Join in next week.
Yeah. So we're so proud of you. And you know, anybody have any questions for Jaron? Anybody have any questions for him? Anybody have a question for him?
I have something to say. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Cricket. Cricket, go ahead.
Thank you for your awesomeness. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, this is Neetha, Grand Risings, everyone.
Grand Rising, Neetha. Your hair is looking outstanding, Neetha. Your hair is looking outstanding.
I didn't see it. I was rushing back. I was listening because I was at Sun Terrace facility and, you know, with my husband, but I got here. I wanted in time, but I will see it. But I did put something.
Okay, I get it.
On Facebook when we were responding. And Jaron, it's just awesome. And, you know, I have not known you long or known your father long, but I'm very proud of you as well. But in my chat, I put, you remember that song? You don't remember, but maybe your father do. Where do we go from here?
Well,
yes.
Don't you know?
I put that in there. And as I have always told my children, learning never stops.
Amen. Amen.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta keep on keeping. It doesn't stop. People asking, when you retire and do what? I said,
I know, that's right.
That's right.
Do it anymore.
That's right, Neetha. That's right. What are you retiring for? You're learning. You're always learning, you know. You know, never stop learning, never stop exploring, never stop opening up the possibilities and the things that you can do, and you let your imagination always carry you, you know, in
lifelong learning.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else have a question?
Hey, Dr. I always say I will retire. I will retire when I'm dead, and I don't plan to go there. So there.
I have a comment for Jaron.
Yes,
This
go
is
ahead.
Nicolia.
Hey.
Jaron, I watched your graduation on Facebook. I felt like I know you. I'm so proud. I love this documentary. I think it's Oscar worthy. This is great.
Yes,
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Yes.
I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I have a comment. This is Joan Camardi. Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hi,
Hey,
Joan.
Joan.
Hi, I watched your son grow up from a little boy and you and him on the choir at Enon.
Yes.
And to see him become, that's right, Jerry. And to see him become a young man that's going to places, a filmmaker. This is absolutely fabulous and awesome. And it was
Yes.
very touching. So
Yes.
what your parents put in you, it showed ever since you were a baby. So congratulations and keep up the good work. We may have enough Tyler Perry with all that money.
Yeah.
How did you?
I can't be remiss that I have to give a shout out to our Enon family, absolutely, Pastor Waller, and the Enon male chorus, and because you remember when we bought Jaron was the youngest of the male to ever be signed, right, Mark? He was the youngest to actually become a member of the male chorus. Matter of fact, he was so little. He was so little, right? He was so little. They didn't have a jacket that fit him.
Yes, sir.
When we took the male chorus jacket, we put it on him and it hit the ground.
Went to the floor.
Yes, knee high.
So they said we don't make him that small. So he was in the pictures. You'll always see Jaron with the male chorus with all our blue jackets, and you see one little speck. We've got a little black jacket on. That was Sharon. That was him. So with that, the family, we want to say thank you to all the village. That's where it is, and we continuously look out for this young man. He's got some incredible ideas. I'm telling you, it's some stuff that's happening in there. He's rolling out with film, documentaries, music videos. We're just proud of you, Jaron, and continue to do the great work. Okay, continue.
That's right, man.
All right. All right. I don't know if we got Mommy on there. That Mommy wanted to make a statement. I mean, she's on mute right now.
Yeah, he said, Jaron said that there's something going on funky with her phone. So
okay,
trying to get it off. So that's what that is.
Yeah. Just give a wave, Mommy. Just give a wave,
just
Mommy.
wait. She's there.
Just wave, Mommy. Just wave.
Doing the Queen wave.
Yeah, do the Queen wave. Yeah, do the Queen wave. That's
She's
right.
waving. She's waving.
There you go.
Like
there
that.
you go. There you go.
Dr. Paul, I have a question for
Your YouTube channel.
Okay, what were you saying?
I have a question for Jaron.
Okay.
Go ahead,
How you doing, Jaron? Are you planning on going to Hollywood?
Oh, I'll tell you this, Hollywood gonna be Hollywood, as long as it needs to be. I'm gonna develop here in Philly, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be making some movies.
You know what?
Homegrown.
You know, I'm really looking forward to the East Coast. I don't know if y'all heard, but Netflix just put in about $1 billion to build a movie studio,
yes.
right in Monmouth, New Jersey. Not too far from here. Yep. So Monmouth, New Jersey, they just put $1 billion into a movie studio. So it's going to be like a Hollywood right in New Jersey. So so we're going to be
California alone.
Yep. So we don't have to go far. We don't have to go to Hollywood no more.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Hollywood's in Jersey right now.
Hip hop and jump.
Yep. All right. One more time. Let's give Jaron a hand, everybody. Yay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, son.
Congratulations.
Yes. And Prophetess.
Congratulations.
And one more thing, Prophetess, you want to put in the Jaron, give them the link that's going to be on YouTube it goes. Because if you all can subscribe to his YouTube page, that would help everything. That would be help. So when you go to the YouTube page, make sure you subscribe. Hit that button that says subscribe. That increases the the algorithm that makes it actually now more people see it. So Jaron, you want to give them your link for your YouTube page?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay, wonderful.
And if you can speak it out for those that are on by telephone.
Yeah, so for everybody, it's Yaron YAIRON. Once again, that's YAIRON, Yaron, on YouTube. You could also find me on Instagram where I'm active on there at _ Yaron, YAIRON. Here's the YouTube right here. I just typed it into the chat.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll be the full documentary will be available there on Friday.
Any particular time?
I'll tell you first thing Friday, 12 a.m.
Okay.
Yep, he's gonna release at 12 a.m.
Yes, sir.
And now, Yaron, one last thing. No, we shot so much video footage. Now you're going to be putting this in some film festivals, right? You said that you've actually gotten an offer to put it out there to some.
Yeah, so right now with it just now being released, we're starting to look at different film festivals, local film festivals, some around the country. We're going to be submitting because we're actually looking to develop this into a much larger project. As you saw with some of the ending scenes, we've traveled, across, and we've gone to Africa, we've gone to Mexico. So the goal is to make this a bigger project because health, it's a constant
It's a world
journey.
thing, yeah.
Constant journey is people out here that, they don't have the resources that we're blessed to have. So as much as we're able to share this information, that's the key and to make this a bigger project. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you, son. See you later. If you want to hang in, you can hang. I know you got work to do. You got work to do. He got a lot of work to do.
I see how he's trying to kick me off of here. He's trying to kick me off. That's him saying, all right, son. All right.
Okay.
If you're breathing, you got a shot. Bye.
Yeah. Because the dog needs walking right now. Django. Where's Django? Back there somewhere.
Jared, don't you got some homework to do? No, I ain't got no homework, Dad. I just graduated.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh boy.
All right, thank you, son. Love you much. Love you, son. Love you, son.
Love y'all.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, buddy.
Yes.
Appreciate you,
He's
man.
an adult now. He can hang.
Yep, he can hang now. He can hang now.
You the man.
All right.
That time was fast. The time,
Yes, it is.
I remember when he started school.
Who you telling, Sean?
That's amazing.
There's a little sideline. There's a little sideline joke with that, Big B. Because when Jaron was little, he couldn't stay still. I mean, he was moving around all the time. He would move. I said, "Hey, Jaron, let's play a game." He says, "Yeah, what's the game, Daddy?" I said, "It's called staying still."
Oh man! Okay.
Lasts for about 2 minutes. He said, "This is boring."
I know that's right.
So, all right. So let's go to now. Open up the lines for anyone have a question, concern on your heart and mind. Anything you want to take, testimonies. Always open up. Any questions? We want to open up the floor to the family, okay? Because we know that I hope this opens up a lot of encouragement for people to now take your thing to the next level. We take control of your situation. If there's anything that you hear, move forward to your next goal. Set it out. See the vision. Make it plain. How about that?
That's
Sound
exactly
right? All right,
sir.
So, Big B, who do we have?
Then we got up in the corner. We got Sarita Gates. Sarita, we'll take Sarita and come back and do some questions from the chat. Sarita, go ahead.
Well, hello. Good evening. Wow.
Good evening.
That's a lot to come behind.
That's all right. You good.
You can handle it. You can handle it.
We veggie back. We don't piggyback. We veggie back. That's right.
Oh boy. Go ahead.
Excuse my breathing.
Sarita, did you freeze? Girl, don't you be freezing? I've been in all this time waiting for everybody.
No, it's my breathing, Dr. Paul. I'm doing the mulling with the water. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't want to complain. I'm just going to do what I need to do.
That's right.
So many great testimonies today. And I thank the brother who talked about and the sister who talked about falling, because I have a sister who fell. She was at school, substitute, just fell. She was at home in the kitchen this year, just fell. So I text her immediately to get your green drink and the water, because she could have MS. she's the type that does not believe in going to the doctor. So keep Cindy in prayer in Jesus' name that she'll do what's right.
Yes, amen, amen. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. But I came one today. In fact, I called your office. I don't know if you remember a message from me. I wanted you to give some insight if you know about LifeWave X39 cell patches that has been out. It's about 20 years now.
Well, if you have the specs, I can take a look at the specs, because a lot of the whatever is involved with the procedure or whatever the product is, always send over a spec sheet and I'll take a look at it. Okay. And
all right, because it's based on phototherapy. No medication. You put this about the size of a $1.50 piece, a little bit more so than a quarter. No medication. But you know how you tell us about our own body's light? So apparently when you put this patch on, it illuminates the phototherapy process. Well, it wakes up it wakes up your cells that have gone dormant after the age of 30. You know how you tell about that? And then that's the process why we eat and why we do what we're supposed to do to restore those cells for our healing much quicker.
Yeah.
So that's what my testimony, when this doctor patched me at one of the senior centers, she said, anybody in pain? I said, yeah, I got sciatica nerve. And so I put it on right on my hip, just reached my hand inside of my pants and put it on my hip. I don't know how much time went by when she was talking, but the pain went away. And it just suddenly went away. And it's supposed to work with the light in your body. You remember how you also told us about when you go out in the sunlight, it's the sunlight to your body that ignites the vitamins D that's already in your body. Something like that.
Right. See, here's the most important thing. And this is where we get sometimes lost in translation and many therapies and philosophies. See, there's nothing new under the sun. The key is your pH balance. Got it? That's the key. There is nothing else to talk about. When you talk about physiology, it's just either male principle or female principle. You're building up or you're tearing down. So what you use to build your system up, that's your potential for hydrogen, your potential for life force, because everything in your body is in a state of, every little cell has a little car engine. That car engine is hydrogen. So we want to make sure we stimulate that. The best thing you can do is eat foods that already have it, which was the life its source, right? So that would be the land and sea. So there's a lot of therapies out there, but when it comes down to it, we always go back to the pH. See, when you start to test the pH, that's the key. That's the simple process you can do every day to know, am I building up or am I tearing down? You remember Grandma used to say, Grandma, how you doing? Oh, I'm fair in the middle. I'm fair in the middle.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes, sir.
She was trying to tell us I'm fair in the middle and I'm keeping it balanced. That's what she's saying. So that's where we got to not get caught up in a whole lot of technology, because before there was technology, there was God. You got it? And he gave simple processes and simple things that you do, and it's still around you. You just got to know what to do. Feed the body, and it will correct itself. That's the key. So don't get too into the technology. Just get from the, stick to God's plan. God's plan is always works every time. So send me a spec sheet. I would love to see it though. Okay.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much for the space.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Sarita. Let's give her a hand, y'all. Yes, let's give her a hand over there. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Who else you got there, Big B?
All right, Dr. B. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, all right, fine. Yep. All right, fine. There's a note he says for lutein with zeaxanthin for the eye. How much milligram should I take and where should I purchase it?
Yeah, you can go online. Right, lutein and zeaxanthin. You can always go online and find it anywhere. It's everywhere. Yes. You can find it in capsule form. There's Now has a brand. NOW has a brand. Life Extensions has a brand. There's a ton of them out there. So anyone that's made the commitment to be organic, that's where you want to get it from. Call the Wayne Avenue. We just talked about Wayne Avenue Health, 5007 Wayne Avenue. They'll have it. It's a very prominent nutrient right now that a lot of people are dealing because it deals with free radicals and scavenger the carotenoids and also the pigments. It actually refreshes the eye, deals with concentration, focus, things like that. So I would say yes, go anywhere. It's all online. Just punch it in. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to step away for a second. What was that? What was the item?
Lutein and zeaxanthin.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That was it. Lutein. This is eye. This is eye care we're talking about.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Let me follow that up with another. Were you done, Sarita? You done? Okay. All right. But there's another question here. Something about the eye too from Barbara Lewis. I missed your reply. I guess it must have been last week in regard to cataract surgery. And I missed your reply for your take on, is cataract surgery necessary? Can you use other alternatives?
Well, that's what we're talking about. Remember,
that's why I want to follow up with that.
Yep, absolutely. Still, the issue is, what is cataracts? Cataracts is what? Mucus.
Mucus.
Yes, that's all it is. We snot in the eye.
But yes, sir.
That's it. So what does it mean? You got to get your food choices together. Watch them thick, the creamy, the things that pour slow. Usually with cataracts is backing up, that means the eyes are usually the vessels in the eyes are getting dehydrated. Remember, stay away from concentrated foods. Got it? Watch the concentration. Usually it's a sign of diabetes and things like high blood pressure, because there's a vascular issue that's going on. So what do? Start to get things like the lutein, the zeaxanthin, but stay off the bad stuff. In most cases, if you stay off the stuff, the eyes tend to correct themselves much more if you just stay away from it. And just don't eat those processed foods. And everybody got a sweet tooth, and
man,
it's hard to get away from a lot of this because we're surrounded by this at the same time.
Right.
In food deserts. So do the best you can. Go get the top 10 toxic foods on my website. Shop on drpaulherbs.com. Download the Mastering a Healthy Lifestyle. Okay. All right.
All right. Let's go up in the corner for Sharon Williams. You there? And then we'll go back to more questions on the side. Sharon, you there? There we go.
Everybody. How are you?
Just fine, Sharon.
Good.
I had a friend she had to go, but she has shingles.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's 73. She has shingles, and it's picking and burning. It's just in her neck. And she was doing really good, but she got that new COVID that came out, the razor throat and everything. And now she's like back. I mean, she's really suffering with shingles, and they're giving her all kinds of medicine. And one medicine they gave her burned her even worse. When we looked it up, it had acetone or something in it, and it said it would cause burning. So we're like, so she doesn't know what to do because she's really suffering, and the medicine's really messing her up. So I told her, you know what, you need to find out what natural remedy you can use.
Yeah, Sharon, the first thing, the question is going to be water. Y'all know I'm going to always go back to the water. Foundation for everything starts with the water. Get her water right. And if you share with her the right water to drink,
Crystal Geyser, yes.
Right, and then make sure if she can get as close as she can to half the body weight in ounces. That's the key. See, the level and threshold of the water that we need has to equal out. So really, that's going to start to flush the system. Now, there are herbs that are traditionally used for shingles, of course. So she must have had chickenpox when she was young or something. Lays dormant in the lymphatic system. So what we do is we use the specific herbs that are traditionally used for shingles or any virus or any bacteria and things in the system. And I think Prophetess, I don't know if we have that list that's still on there. Do you remember me giving out a list on that? If you can, I don't know, but I can.
I don't have a list specifically for shingles, but if you tell me what's on it, I'll look.
Okay, so if I were to say traditionally, not of course her, Sharon, because we don't say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul. Always gotta say that, y'all. But anyway, things like red clover. Okay, red clover. Also, we talked about that.
Is that the cancer list?
No, this is actually for virus. Yes, this is virus.
Okay.
Yeah, this is virus. Yep.
Virus.
Yep. So anything that deals with viral. So lysine. Also thuja. 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 Okay. Thuja. Yep. Horsetail. And if I were to give you one more, that would be Pau d'Arco. Paudarco. See, these are herbs. Don't have to take all of them, but these are in the lines of dealing with viruses. Okay. And they have the ability to deal with. There's a list of a lot of them out there. Okay. So these are the ones that traditionally can be used to help to bring down that inflammation. Now, topical, she can start to put things like aloe vera gel. Okay, aloe vera gel, specifically the inner fillet. INNERFILLET. That's the green part of the aloe vera. So inner fillet. A little bit with some of the herbs that can be taken with a good bath would be something like rosemary. Also, what soothes that would be lavender oil. Okay, these can be added to bath waters. Himalayan salt bath. These are things that are going to soothe that area for, when it's starting to really get really rough. It gets really rough. Now, for also castor oil, and clove oil. Okay, so I'm just giving you kind of like, I know we did have a list of things that are blood cleansers, but they also cleanse not only bacterial, but virus also. So we stay in, they both have both properties of bacterial and viral. So with that combination, one of those in that family can help her with the process of raising that, but you got to raise that pH. I would tell her to get a green drink also, because she needs to raise that pH. How old is she, by the way? How old is she?
72.
72, right. So we got to get raise that pH up. And any issues with inflammation, bones, joints, ligaments, hip, knees, anything like.
I don't know. She didn't say.
Okay, usually if they're in a state of acid, because usually when the flare up is happening with the skin, that usually means they're in a state of acid. So it's going to also trigger things like bone, joint, ligament, connective tissue. That's when they say my hip is hurting, or every time they wake up in the morning, oh, my back is hurting. So those are signs of inflammation. Coral calcium. When seniors get past the age of 70, I always say, somewhere around that. I mean, it doesn't have to be 70, but usually it becomes something of a regimen that they should be getting some kind of bioavailable calcium, which is like the coral calcium, which comes out of the ocean. That's what I recommend, because coral calcium is bioavailable. You can just pee it out. You're not going to absorb too much like the calcium, the other types of calcium that there are. So you can get too much. But this one, bioavailable, gives bone density again. Starts to raise the pH. Now she's fighting again. She's fighting that immune system's fighting any viruses and things like that. So it's all immune builders is what we're talking about. Okay.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay. So keep me, I said, if you questions, if she's close, she can come in and get an assessment. Or if you're not close, you can give me a call. We'll do a phone consultation. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Sharon. Thank you so much.
Paul, the antiviral list is in the chat box.
It is in the list. Okay, good. The antiviral list is in there. And Prophetess, read off some of those just for not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul.
Okay. Thuja. THUJ, as in Juliet A. Thuja. Oregano oil. Neem and moringa. Pau d'Arco. Horsetail. Cleavers, which is very good for fibroids and cysts, and OSHA root.
Yep, there you go. That's a good list. Yep, that's a good list. All right. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, thank you, Sharon. Appreciate you. All right. All right, who else we got there? Who else is there, Big B?
Valerie has a question. What's good for severe sciatica, and what's a good magnesium malate brand? And then we'll go up to knee.
Yeah, I would say, what was the first question again? Because you got me. I'm thinking about the magnesium real quick.
Okay, what's good for severe sciatica, and what's a good question? What was a good magnesium malate brand?
Yeah, usually for sciatica, you got to make sure you eliminate the structural issue first. Okay, so structural issues, you got to eliminate that off your equation. Make sure there's no bone touching nerve. Get over to a chiropractor. Get to you got Dr. Eloise is here with acupressure, things like that. Acupressure, things like that can help you to relieve some of that pain. But I would definitely alleviate the structural issue first. Make sure there's no bone touching nerve. Contractions, subluxations, things like that. You got to eliminate that. Then, if you still have that inflammation, you know that it's because of the food you're eating. Got it? So muscles tend to be causing the problem, believe it or not. What I'm seeing a lot of, and this is why I'm telling Dr. Lenny and all the other chiropractors, I say, look, y'all got to take up for yourself. Because people, when they come from a chiropractor visit, they say 2 days after my back hurting again. And they said, oh man, I don't know what happened. But it's actually because you're dehydrated. Myofascial means it pulls the magnesium and potassium out of your body. Got it? So what's happening is your muscles are dehydrated. If you just take a day, okay, now this is for everybody. Everybody listening, write this down.
That's not for everybody.
Write this down. Write this down. If you take out of 7 days, and I'm gonna say this is the challenge. This is the challenge. The water challenge. Try to do at least 2 days out of the 7 days to stick around home and get your half your body weight in ounces. I'm going to tell you, if you can do that 2 days out of 7 days, you're about to change your life. Guaranteed. And that's what we say, spring water, bottle at the source. So any water, spring water, bottle, but get 2 days in. And really maximize that. You're going to see them back pains go away. You're going to see that blood pressure come down. You're going to see them headaches go away. All of this is because what? We're seriously dehydrated. You're seriously dehydrated, y'all. I can't tell you much. Now, a good magnesium malate is a good brand. I use Source Naturals. Source Naturals is a good brand. You also have Now is good. Or I would just check in with with your herbal stores and just anywhere that's made the commitment to be organic. As long as they made the commitment to be organic, you can roll with them. You got it? So that means they're looking out for you. So if y'all want a good breakdown on that magnesium, you can go to my website. You remember I did the breakdown on magnesium. It tells you exactly what the different types of magnesium are. So
yes,
and the benefits of that. So it makes a difference. But remember, where's the greatest source for that magnesium comes from? Where, y'all? Where's it come from? Where's the greatest source of magnesium?
Come on, guys. Come on.
Come on. Not. Is this Michael? Is this Michael?
It's my whole food.
Anything green.
Green.
That's
Green.
it. Anything green.
Drink.
Greens. Anything green. That's right. Because remember, the green is the hydrogen. Remember, if you want your plants to come alive, all you do is feed them the magnesium. You can put some Epsom salts in your plant, and that thing gonna grow like crazy. It's gonna grow like crazy. Yes, it's gonna grow like crazy.
Follow the formula.
That's right. That's right. I hear you, Kamara. I didn't know you was in here. I know that's Kamara.
Yeah, she's right under you.
I hear Kamara in here. Yep. Okay.
She's right under you, Doctor.
All right.
Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Dr. Paul, I have to apologize. My daughter's in Bali.
Okay.
Oh, I can't stand her.
Okay.
So I had to talk to her because I was concerned about her anyway. So
okay, all right. Shout outs to Bali. Yes. What's your daughter's name?
Sonia.
Okay.
Sonia.
Give her a shout out. Give her a shout out. Give her a shout out. Yeah. All right.
Yes,
okay.
That's where I was. I'm sorry I missed.
That's all right. But Doctor, since you're on, Doc, tell us a little bit about what you got going on over there.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone knows I have a brand new office now, and I'm there on Saturday.
It is beautiful.
It's 345 East Mount Airy Avenue.
Okay.
And right now, I'm just kind of focusing on the heart, because this is the time, the summer is the time of the heart. So, we treat the heart. I wanted to show people certain points that you can actually, just do some acupressure. One right here, if you feel a bone, like where your little finger is. This is a very, very important point. And for my clients who are here, a lot of times I'll do this point. And it's called Shen Men. Shen is Chinese for spirit or soul. And Men is for mind. And so, I'm sorry, for gate. So when you rub this point or when it's needled, it actually opens the gate to the soul or the spirit. As I've told people, most of these points have spiritual connection as well. There's one in your ear too. So if you can just kind of grab your ear and massage like that top part, it's like it goes in where it goes in right at the top. That's Shen Men also. And we tell women who are in labor to actually rub this particular point, and it helps them with cramps and things like that and contractions.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're kind of focusing on the heart during this time, trying to build it up.
Okay.
And the time of the day that's good for doing treatments on the heart. You don't have to do it this time of the day. But if you do treatments on the heart during the hour of the heart, that's from 11 to 1. So 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the time of the heart and the small intestine. And the heart is also a fire organ. And the summertime is the time of fire. So this is the time when things are warming up, right? Everybody's hot. Make sure you don't get overheated. And like Dr. Paul said, it's a good time to make sure you're drinking a lot of fluids, and flushing your body out. But it's also a time for blossoming. And if you've been taking care of your body all year, then during the summertime, everything that you've been working on should be coming to fruition. Just like if you plant vegetables during the summer, they come up and you have great tomatoes or beautiful flowers. So I just wanted to let people know about that and try to keep that in mind.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. Give them the number, and then they can contact you, okay?
Okay. All right. So, my number is 267-240-5109. And, you can contact me through Gmail or through essenceofacupuncture.jnapp.com. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
For Essence of Acupuncture at gmail.com.
All right. Give Doc a hand over there, Dr. Eloise. We give you a hand. We appreciate you so much.
Dr. Eloise.
Yes. We thank you so much for that. Thank you so much.
It's already in the chat box, everyone.
Yep. All right. And like I said, Doc, I need a tune up myself, so I'll be over there soon. All right. Lisa and I will both be over there. You like cars. You got to get a tune up,
Well,
y'all need a tune up. At least a tune up so y'all can be ready this summer.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Big B.
All right,
let's go over to Facebook. You got somebody on Facebook?
I just was getting ready to say.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Phyllis will be on Facebook. I was just going to say, she says, taking a CAT scan is the dye injection safe? The doctor says it's a clearer picture.
Yeah. Contrast. You're talking about contrast. The contrast. The problem with the dyes, of course, is the vanadium, they call it. It's actually, some people have a reaction to that, and of course, some people are, there are extreme situations where people have reactions to it. So some people with or without contrast, some people say without, is of course to see better. So if you're having any MRIs or X-rays, it'll show a better, clearer picture. That's it. That's the whole purpose. But some people have concerns about, these dyes or the contrast that's used. Now, if you can go without the contrast, still, that's probably the better route to go. But, you want to talk it over and make sure they're giving you all the details about what they're planning to do if there's any procedure, okay? But that's my spin on it. I try to say do it without. If you really uh all I can say is there's lawsuits out. Let's put it that way.
Well,
Yep, there's because there it can have different types of contrast dyes. I believe there's an iodine based version. But I believe there is also a barium version. So these are things that you don't really want to put, but there allows the ability for it to light up on the screen so I can see what's going on. So that's the problem. Sometimes that they found. All right, let me just give you the whole spill. They were finding that some of it was crossing into the blood-brain barrier. That's a problem. Got it? That's the problem. That's the problem. See, and then some people were having effects from the crossing into the blood-brain barrier. Of course, that's your last protection before it goes into your brain. But some people were having lawsuits with that. So I would say do all the details, do all the data, look for the control studies before you do anything. Okay? All right.
Can you flush? Can you do a flush after you've had that? Because I've had to have that.
Yeah, a lot of people have it. It's become very standard, and unless you say something, they're usually going to probably do it with contrast. Unless you say without contrast, they're probably going to do it. So just we say any metals in the body, heavy metals or any type of anything, we say chelate to pull it out of you. That's what your sea vegetables are. That's what your glutathione is. That's what your alpha lipoic acid is. That's what your kelp or any sea vegetable is. It raises the glutathione level. EDTA is good. Some people do the IV therapies. There's a lot of things that you can do to pull that out. Zeolite is another form of it. Bentonite.
Wow.
So there's a lot of different things that you can use. But if you have concerns about that, definitely I would say please address that. Please address it. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Now, one question before we go up to the needs in the corner. Barbara wants to know what herbs are good for someone that's been diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver.
Well, liver cleanse. Liver
that's
cleanse.
That's real simple.
That's it.
Liver cleanse.
Liver cleanse. That's it. When you talk about the liver, that's your nuclear reactor. That's your power source. Got it? That's your nuclear reactor. So that means it cleans, it does a million things. Literally, the liver does so many things. Not only does it create the enzymes to break things down, but it also is a nuclear reactor. So when you're tired all the time, it's usually because your liver is tired. You're stressing out. That's why we call it remember the organ of the emotions. Remember that? The organ of the emotions. Did I put that out there, Big D?
Yeah.
Did I put that list out there with
the
the organs list of the emotions? Yeah, I think I put it out there. But it's tied to you got to clean the liver. But what's the important part? Because even if you get the herb, what do you got to do? You got to have the right water. That's
right.
it.
Exactly.
I hate to keep saying it over and over, but that's really it. It's really that simple. It's the refreshing of the real water, but getting the right water is the key. That's the key. You can change your life just by shutting it all down. Just get your water right for 2 days out of 7 days. Watch your life change. I'm telling you, your life gonna change. You're gonna be like,
right,
what?
man.
You should see the people. They come back like, man, it's like revelation. It's like, wow, my whole world changed. Yeah.
Dr. Peace, because our food is killing us, man. If you stay off of it 2 days, guess what? It goes back into the toilet again. So you got to keep that water right, man.
Yeah, you
I found that out myself.
Yeah. Your blood pressure, usually it's dehydration. I'm telling you, it's a lot to do with dehydration. And and I got one more point on that. Yeah. I'll see everybody come in. Some people will come in with with the perfect herbal regimen, but the perfect regimen, and they're not drinking water. I said, you got to drink water. You can't take that perfect regimen because it's not going to work unless that water is right. That's the activator that makes everything happen. Kamara gave me you gave me a video that a sister gave out, right? And we were talking about that. And what did she say, Kamara? She was saying that, it's the water. It's the water. Something as simple as the water. And we've been taking that for years. You got to get the water right, y'all. Yeah. All right.
Okay, Anita, and then we have a question from by Monique on Facebook. Anita?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Nita.
First of all, I just want to quickly, last Wednesday, Bill, as we were closing, we were talking about prayer.
Yes.
And how important it is. I don't start my day now without prayer.
Yes.
And
Amen.
Morning time is my good time. I lay there in silence and, as the Bible says, peace be still.
Yes.
So I found a great prayer on YouTube because I've gone through them, and I put it in the chat in my explanation, because when I wake up, maybe 5, 6, I turn on my TV, turn on that prayer, and I lay there and I'm calm. Then I check my blood pressure, and everything is always good because I'm relaxed and I'm calm. But I put that information in there, and I also put it's by I don't know, say a corporation or thing, but it's called Grace for Purpose. They also have a book out that you can purchase because I saw it on Amazon. They have a book of prayers, Grace for Purpose. And when you listen, just if you have time, just let it go on and play. They have different people come on, and I'm telling you, it has changed my life, increased my faith, and it has improved my spiritual health.
Awesome. That's
so I can put it in the chat. So, and I ask people try it and listen to it and just give me your feedback.
Yes.
The other thing, I always want to bring something for information to the family tree. Not to tell you what to do, but to give you good guidance, assist you, and provide information for food for your soul.
There you go. There you go.
I heard that.
But
that's right. That's right.
For those who are seniors who are receiving Medicare, you don't have to be a senior to receive Medicare. The reasons people receive Medicare, and they don't have to be 65. But for those who do, and those of you remember receiving your Medicare summary or explanation of benefits, please don't take those things lightly. And I know they get them in the mail. Some people take them and don't look at them. But looking at that Medicare summary that you get, I don't know if it comes every quarter or how often it comes. I have to check because I can't remember. But look through that, read those things, check to see what you have been charged from the time period. Because it is so easy to commit fraud in the medical health system. And it's so easy to commit Medicare fraud. And I'll just give you an example because I was reading my husband's, I get it, and I was looking at it. And I saw some charges on there of treatment that they say they did. And I said, I know they didn't do this. So and it's on there. They'll tell you how to appeal it. And I'm waiting to hear from them because I typed the letter up and additional information that I'm submitting an appeal. But see, they were saying they did swallowing studies. And I said, I don't know why you were doing this. My husband had no swallowing problems, never had and did not.
Wow.
And the times they tried to do it, he's been kind of aggressive and refusing everything. So I said, you didn't do this, but there are 3 charges on there, and they charging the money. And people don't think about these things because they feel it's not directly coming out of my pocket, but in a sense, it is. That's why your Medicare cards keep going
Yeah, and you know you're so right, Neetha, because if you don't challenge it, nobody's going to challenge it. And then most people don't look at it. They'll get the other one in the mail saying, "Okay, just letting you know that you were charged when you went to the hospital. Or we went to the doctors. This is what was covered. This is not a bill. This is just showing you something." Right?
Yes,
and they don't show the charges. But if you look at that, sometimes I've caught that too. I'll say, wait a minute, I didn't do that. And I'll look at I'll look at some of the stuff that Lisa will say, oh, wait a minute, ain't nobody do that. Where this come from? And you got to challenge this because if you don't do it, nobody's going to challenge it. Nobody's accountable for it. So yeah, you got to check those charges because that stuff, they'll throw something on there that you're like, that ain't me. That ain't my name. Hold up, wait a minute.
If you want information, as I stated before, about how to read them, I'm available. I am an advocate for Family Tree. So.
Yes, absolutely. And Neetha, give them your number so they can reach out to you.
And I'll put it again in the chat. I'll do it every week. 267-970-0342.
Okay.
Again, 267-970-0342. One other thing, because I'm challenging this as well. For those who have anyone in any type of nursing facility or long-term care facility, they have doctors there who are assigned to go to these facilities. A lot of times you don't see the doctor. They come so early in the morning making rounds, and they bill quite a bit. And that's why a lot of some of these doctors like to have that as a side hustle, so to speak. Well, I happened to be there when the doctor came in to see my husband. And see, I'm requesting all records and documentation. And she came in and I was there and she came in, hello, Mr. Charles, how are you? Getting gloves on. Can you open your mouth? And that's when I told her, see, they lost his dentures again, the bottom one. So I'm working on that.
What?
We just got these in November, but now the bottom was missing. So
my goodness.
I don't get upset about it. I said, because you got to pay for it. So anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then I told her about it. She said, oh, we'll let the director of nursing know. And then she walked out. And I said, was this a visit? She has no stethoscope. She didn't touch him.
Yes, amen.
I said, okay. I wrote down the date and day. I said, let me see, what did she bill for that day?
Yeah, the bill for that day, right? That's right. Follow up with that one. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I'm just telling everyone, you got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yes.
You got to advocate for your loved ones and advocate for yourself.
All right, everybody come off mute for Neetha, the ambassador of health over there, the health advocate. Thank you so much. I encourage you to give her.
Thank you.
In the world where we live, where your allopathic doctor spends no more than 15 minutes with you, that's why Neetha is so important. That's why we have to sit down and discuss these problems. There's no way you can sit down in 15 minutes and go over a person's lifestyle and what's going on. You can't do it. So that's why it's always good to have a good advocate on your side. Neetha's the best. So thank you, Neetha. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. All right.
Indeed.
All right.
Paul,
Yes.
I want to say
All right, Dr. Paul, we got this last. Go.
Okay, we got Dr. Eloise said one more thing.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I really forgot about this, but I will be doing a talk tomorrow. If anybody's interested, it's at the Nutrition and Herb Center, 326 West Shelton Avenue. I'm going to be doing a talk on acupuncture and the meridians.
Excellent. Excellent. 326. Give that one more time.
I put it in the chat. It's 326 West Shelton Avenue. It's right next to Weaver's Way.
Okay.
It's going to be from 7 to 9 and it's $20. I'll be doing like a series of workshops on the meridians.
All right. I'm looking forward to that one. All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. All right. We got one more, Big B. I think was that the last one or you got anybody else? All right.
Yeah. Monique says I've heard mammograms are not good annually, but what are the benefits versus the danger?
Yeah, I've been following the mammograms story for a while, and I can only give you a perspective from the natural side. We try to say, there used to be get it every year. I remember, ladies, you've been told to get it every year. And then when they started to do these numbers, they came back and started seeing that the numbers were spiking in breast cancer. So then they came back and says, all right, well, maybe every other year or every other year take it. So then they sort of changed it again. And then they still saw the numbers raising. So then they came back and says, well, maybe just if you feel there is a problem or your healthcare practitioner says that we need to look, then look. My perspective is to keep it moving. Remember, it's always talking about the lymphatic system. Keep your lymphatic system moving. Remember, you cleanse every change of seasons. Do the lymphatic cleanse. Keep that going. Stay away from the foods that block the lymphatic system. I'm going to tell you, the ones that I see the most with breast cancer are going back to a few saying they get the similar things always. Write this down. Cheese, dairy, shrimp, got it? White wine, okay? These are the things that I see, and sugar. These are the things that tend to be in a cycle that I'm seeing on a regular basis that are blocking the lymphatic system. You know, and with that combination is causing a lot of women blockage in your area. So if you feel a lump, you remember I tell y'all how to move that lump out? Remember? Lymphatic masseuse. You got to start to move that. If you do that every day, morning and in the evening before you go to bed, you're not going to have these issues. That's why we say keep it moving. The radiation, they did do a study, and this is where I'm going back to the great book of melanin research. I remember I showed y'all that book. I don't have it. I don't have it with me right now. I don't have it. I was going to see if I could pull it up. But it's a great book of melanin research showed that how radiation binds to melanin. Now, that's bad. That's not good. So the more melanin you have, it actually shows that it binds to your system. And it's hard to get rid of it. And that's a problem. So that's why we say if you can, just go back to nature, cleanse every change of seasons, get a lymphatic system, cleanse. You can also do the cleavers. Remember, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul, things like the chaparral, you know, the Mary Ruth, the lymphotonic, all these things move the lymphatic system, but you gotta get it moving. Remember, it doesn't move unless you move. Got it? Secondary circulatory system only moves when you move. Got it? So you gotta get your activity. And what do you gotta do most importantly, y'all? Come on. What do you gotta do?
Drink water.
Drink water. And what? You gotta what? Sweat.
Sweat. Yeah, you gotta sweat. You got to sweat.
You gotta sweat. Gotta get that sweat moving. Yes. Lymphotonic. So keep that in mind. All right. So that's my spin on it. I would just say, you know, check with your healthcare professional. If you feel that there's a need to get one, you need to know. Only on a need to know basis is what I say. Okay. All right, Big B, is that a wrap it up?
All
right.
That's a wrap, buddy.
All right, well, I want to thank you all, and I want to say, Big B, if they want to join the family tree, we had a big one tonight. We had a lot of testimonies. We had breakthroughs. We had debut previews. We have this has been packed.
Good night.
This has been a packed day. So, Big B, how can the family join us in keeping this thing going? Tell them how they can support the family tree.
Yeah, man. First of all, we want to make sure you know what you got to spread the news. You got to share this everywhere with all your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, everybody. But round the back, guys. Guess what? You got to send me an email. You want a copy of tonight's chat. I'm gonna slow down here, Dr. B. And you want a copy of tonight's chat? Send me an email to makeavideo@gmail.com. Again, that's makeavideo@gmail.com. Now, to continue to support the family tree, use my Cash App. That Cash App is $BILMORGAN. Again, $BILMORGAN. And guess what? If you use Zelle through your bank, that ID number is makeavideo@comcast.net. Again, makeavideo@comcast.net. And finally, our P.O. Box in Mullica Hill, that's Bill Morgan, P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your frenemies, bring everybody.
All right. Put your hands together, family. Did you learn anything tonight, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Hang out with come on.
Yeah, all right.
Always.
All right. I want to thank all those that came in. We appreciate y'all. We are a better program because you showed up tonight.
Yeah, but
God bless y'all. We thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to our aka Prophetess, aka Kingo. In the house. And she's doing her great thing. She's going to have her plane, y'all. She's going to get a big old plane. We all going to go around the world. We go to Africa together, right?
I'm going to fly with it. Whenever she's ready, I'm going with it.
And of course,
I'm down to come on.
Yes. And then of course, let's give our host with the most, Big B, Bill 1L Morgan.
Thank you, Big B.
Yes.
All right, Big B.
Always,
Thank
brother.
you, buddy.
We
appreciate
family,
you.
man.
I want to say to everyone, continue to stay cool in this weather. You know, try not to do too much. Let this thing pass because it'll be cooler in a little bit, but just stay out that sunshine. Not too much. Got it?
Yeah,
God
buddy.
bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And remember, if you're breathing, you got it shot.
All right, buddy.
All right, let's come on. We got to tap it out.
Hey, look at Aaron in that picture. Boy, he looks like a little chip on.
Come on, bring it down. Good. Hey, Marcy, I see you.
Yeah.
All right, Ron's still hanging with us, y'all. He's still hanging with us, y'all.
Yeah.
There, where's Django? Where's Django?
Django's over in the corner, looking up in the air.
He waiting for a bone right now. That's what he waiting for. Get off that phone. Tap to the inside, on the inside. All right, come on. We say anything that's going on. I want you to put your hands together like this. Then reverse them, bring them on the top. And I'll let you to stretch. And push. Good. And push. And then we're going to lead to your left. Your other left, somebody ain't on their left. The other left.
This is my left. I'm on vacation.
And then go to your other right. All right, come on back to the front. I want you to hold your hand up straight like this. Stretch. Come on down. Good. And bring it on down. Shake it out. Come on, shake the shoulders. Get that lymphatic system moving. Right, Dr. Eloise, you gotta shake that. Shake it. All right, shake that. Right. All right, next thing we're gonna do, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. One more. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Come on, blow it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. All right, let's clap it up. Get a little qigong going on there. All right. Clap, rub, clap, rub, clap, rub, clap, rub, clap, rub. Then take that energy bath. Put it on over yourself. Come on.
Yeah, I heard that. Wow.
Yeah. I see you, Donna. All right, I see you. Bring it on down. Bring it on brown. Good. One more.
Good. Yeah, right. All right. All right, Clara. We'll see you.
What's up, Sheila? I see you, Sheila.
Go, G.
Yeah. All right, Clara. Come on, Sylvia. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, Kamara. Get examined.
Yeah.
All right, last stop. Move the top one. Keep the bottom one still. If you do like this, you can feel that energy. You feel that, Marcy? You feel that energy? Take that. Bless yourself. With good intentions. Bless yourself. God bless y'all. Peace. And thank y'all so much for chiming in to the family tree.
Everybody be well. God bless.
Peace and love. Love y'all.
Love you back.
All right, Big B.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll see you, buddy.
You got it, man.
Take care.
All right. Big Yan, if you're still listening, make sure you send it to me, buddy.
Okay, will do. All right, come on. Who can dance out there? Who is dancing?
Everybody can dance. Do your
Come on.
thing.
Go, Marcy. You, Marcy. Go, Marcy. Go, Marcy. Do your thing now. Do your thing now. Do your thing now. Do your thing now.
All right,
Do your thing now.
Hey,
Now. What now? What?
Get it, Marcy. I see you. I see it. Show me your kick. I see it. Keep moving it.
Go Kamara. 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 Here you go. You got you. You got you.
All right, Lisa.
All right.
Love y'all.
All right. All right, Jaron. Go ahead, Jaron. Go ahead, Jaron. Come on, give me something, man. Jaron, give me a move. See, he ain't even listening to me right now. See,
Jaron said, leave me alone.
He ain't listening to me now.
Leave me alone.
Go ahead. Love y'all.
All right, man.
All right, we're gonna time out. 10, 9, 8,
Yep.
7, 6, 5,
Yep.
4,
Yep.
3, 2, and 1. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all. Love y'all.
Thank you. Somebody see
Good.
you.
See you.